Hello everyone. Throughout the thousands of years of human history, there have been numerous ancient technologies that were incredibly advanced, surpassing the knowledge of their time. These inventions not only demonstrate the astonishing creativity of humanity but also leave behind perplexing questions about how or by what means ancient people could have created them. From the temples of Kanheri to the flying machines, vimanas, and the advanced water systems used by the Romans, in this video, we invite you to explore 7 ancient technologies that have left even modern science in awe. 1. Mahabalipuram Architectural Complex. Mahabalipuram is a famous area in Tamil Nadu, India, located about 58 kilometers northeast of Chennai. This site was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984. The complex is renowned for its impressive stone architecture, built between the 7th and 9th centuries. The standout structures include the monolithic temples, known as rathas, made from large granite blocks with various architectural styles, as well as the Mandapam Hall, intricately carved with beautiful patterns. Scholars consider Mahabalipuram as the pinnacle of sculpture art, with its unique temples and giant bas-reliefs considered wonders of South Indian architecture. The use of stone for construction and intricate carving was done with such complex and refined techniques that it's hard to imagine how the ancient civilization could have achieved such masterpieces. The skill of stone carving has been passed down through generations and remains an active craft. The distinct artistic style of Mahabalipuram quickly spread to Southeast Asian countries that follow Theravada Buddhism. Today, after over 40 years of neglect, the government of India has turned its attention back to the area, and it is now a famous tourist destination. 2. Steam cannon. We all know that cannons or artillery are powerful weapons with great destructive potential on the battlefield. The history of this weapon is believed to be closely tied to the invention of gunpowder. The first recorded use of gunpowder-based artillery in battle was on January 28, 1132, when General Han Su of the Southern Song dynasty used cannons and fire arrows to attack the fortress of Jianzhou. These weapons became famous and spread to the Middle East and Europe by the 13th century. Early cannons were made of smooth bronze with stone or iron ball projectiles, initially used for siege warfare or to open paths for infantry and cavalry. However, few know that around the 3rd century BC, the great Greek inventor and engineer, Aeneid, created the first steam cannon in history during the siege of Syracuse by the Romans. This cannon, called the steam cannon, used high-pressure steam from a boiler to launch projectiles. It consisted of a large copper tube, a boiler with a furnace at one end, and a projectile chamber at the other. When the tube reached a high enough temperature, a small amount of water was sprayed behind the cannonball. The extreme pressure generated pushed the cannonball out of the barrel. The cannonballs weighed around 26 kilograms and had a firing range of up to 1,100 meters. This weapon terrified the Romans on the battlefield. Aeneid's steam cannon is just one of many inventions and innovations that profoundly influenced the development of later scientific and technological advancements. 3. Kanheri Buddhist Caves. Kanheri is a complex of 109 caves carved from massive basalt rocks in the Saz Gandhi National Park, located west of Mumbai, India. The oldest caves here are relatively flat and undecorated, each containing a stone platform that serves as a bed. Additionally, these caves feature large stone pillars supporting a round tower used as a Buddhist shrine. The caves were used as monasteries, and the walls are adorned with intricate bas-reliefs depicting the life of Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. These caves were intended for living, research, and meditation. It is hard to believe that the floors and walls of these caves were hand-carved over 2,000 years ago during the height of Mahayana Buddhism in India. Observing these structures, scientists cannot help but marvel at the skill of the ancient craftsmen. They wonder what tools or technologies were used to carve such hard rocks like basalt so perfectly. These caves were used as shelters for monks during the monsoon and were abandoned in the 7th century after Buddhism declined in India, but they are still considered sacred by local people today. For ancient Indian flying machines, vimanas, in many Indian temples, one can see structures that resemble bell towers. However, if you ask any Indian, they will not call them bell towers but instead describe them as vehicles for the gods, known as vimanas. These flying machines are mentioned in ancient texts such as the Vedas, dating back to 1500 BC, and in other epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana. These texts suggest that vimanas could have existed over 6,000 years ago. Descriptions of vimanas often mention their ability to become invisible, hover in the air, and travel at incredible speeds. They were capable of flying high into the sky, traveling vast distances, and even moving between planets. This indicates that the energy source used by the Vimana engines was extraordinarily powerful. According to the texts, Vimanas were both offensive and defensive, made of various metals, and their engines operated on a combination of electromagnetic, mercury, solar, and other complex mechanisms. Ancient Indian texts, such as the Vaimanika Shastra, contain detailed designs for Vimanas. The advanced technology of these strange devices is thought to be linked to the scientific achievements of ancient India, a civilization known for its contributions to mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. This connection has led some researchers to suggest that Vimanas could be evidence of an advanced Indian civilization with knowledge of technologies like anti-gravity, propulsion, and even nuclear energy. However, this theory remains unproven and is still a topic of debate. The remarkable capabilities of Vimanas have sparked speculation about their origin, with some suggesting they may be proof of extraterrestrial encounters or ancient astronauts visiting Earth. While these ideas are intriguing, they have yet to be confirmed and are often met with skepticism by mainstream scholars. 5. Ancient water systems. When thinking of the ancient world, we often envision monumental buildings or lavish temples, but public works such as water supply systems and aqueducts are equally fascinating and impressive. One such example is the water system from the Sabine Mountains to the ancient Roman wells in the capital, Rome, known as the Aqua Virgo. This water system, which stretches about 21 kilometers, was constructed by the army of General Marcus Agrippa in the 1st century BC. At its peak, there were 11 aqueducts, both underground and above ground, supplying water to residents across 50 square kilometers of the city. The system delivered about 500,000 cubic meters of water per day. The aqueducts were so robust that even today, remnants of the famous Roman water systems can still be found in the suburbs and central areas of Rome. In places like the Paco ed Dodi, one can see aqueducts running parallel, sometimes reaching heights of up to 27 meters. The walls of these structures were made of bricks or natural stones with a special concrete called opus cementitium, which prevented leaks. Water was mostly transported through rectangular troughs, requiring precise calculations of the flow slope, which was measured using a device called a chobot. Due to the expert surveying techniques used, the slope of the water channels only varied by a mere 12 to 27 meters over distances of up to 50 kilometers, with a gradient of just 0.02%. Modern engineers and architects have expressed admiration for these engineering feats, considering them one of the highest technical achievements of the Roman Empire. 6. Flexible glass. Imagine trying to bend a glass cup, only to have it return to its original shape soon after. Or perhaps dropping a glass without it breaking. This might sound like a modern material, but it was actually mentioned in ancient legends about a craftsman who invented a type of flexible, unbreakable glass known as vitrum flexible. This type of glass was created during the Roman Empire and originated from the Phoenicians, but the Romans improved and mass-produced it. The glass was used to make luxurious and highly prized items. However, the formula for making this material was lost during the reign of Emperor Tiberius, likely destroyed for unknown reasons, and it is only mentioned in the writings of Petronius and Pliny the Elder. While some skeptics question the authenticity of these ancient accounts, in 2012, the glass manufacturing company Sing introduced a type of glass that is heat-resistant and flexible enough to be bent without breaking. This discovery suggests that the ancient Romans may have had the knowledge to create flexible glass long before modern scientists, and it might not have been as mythical as previously believed. 7. La Manga water reservoirs. La Manga is a group of famous water reservoirs created by the Romans to supply water to the ancient city of Cet, one of the wealthiest and most important trade centers in history. Today, this area lies on the outskirts of Tunis, the capital of Tunisia. La Manga consists of 24 vaulted reservoirs arranged in long rows, each approximately 100 meters long, 2 meters wide, and capable of holding between 50,000 to 60,000 cubic meters of water. These reservoirs were built from bricks and stone in a scientific and robust structure. Each tank had about 10 circular holes, which served as water drainage or collection points for rainwater. The system was designed to ensure an even distribution of water across the various tanks. The scientific principles behind these structures demonstrate the advanced knowledge and engineering skills of the ancient Romans. Today, the reservoirs at La Manga are still regarded as one of the greatest architectural feats of the ancient world, withstanding the test of time. These discoveries continue to amaze scientists and researchers, as they showcase the ingenuity and remarkable skills of ancient civilizations. Their legacy is a testament to the advanced technologies they possessed long before the modern era.